Hi there, I'm Christine Dunbar from SpeechModification.com, and this is my Smart American Accent training. In this video, we'll look at how to pronounce adjectives and compound nouns, and we'll look at how the rhythm of sentences changes depending on which we're using. So for example, I'd like to talk about hot sauce versus hot sauce. In this first phrase, I need some hot sauce. Sauce is a noun, and hot is an adjective describing the sauce. So if I was cooking pasta and I need my sauce that is hot, I'd be stressing on the word sauce. So that follows the typical rules for American English intonation, where we're going to be stressing the last content word in a phrase. So we have some content words here. We have the verb need, and we have the adjective hot. We have the noun sauce. All three of those are important for the meaning of this sentence, but because sauce comes last, it gets the stress, which means it's going to be held longer. I need some hot sauce. So it's going to be fast on these first words. I need some hot sauce. This is less typical. We wouldn't normally be talking about hot sauce as likely as we will the second one. But an adjective and a noun, that's the normal stress. When we're talking about the noun hot sauce, that's what's called a compound noun. So this phrase, even though it's two words, is the stressed part of the sentence. Hot sauce as in the condiment, spicy sauce that you put on Mexican food, for example. And so when we have a compound noun, rather than stressing on sauce, we're going to be stressing on hot sauce. So a compound noun gets stressed on both words of the noun, either if it's two words like hot sauce or one word like baseball. These words have first syllable stress and also stress on the second syllable, but the main stress is on the first syllable. Baseball, hot sauce. So compared to I need some hot sauce, we're lengthening and stretching on that last word. Here, I need some hot sauce. So I'm going to be potentially rising up, lengthening on hot, and also clear vowel and length on sauce, but the main stress on hot. So the error pattern that often happens is that when someone who is not familiar with American English intonation, what you're doing typically is following the typical rules and stressing on the last word, the last content word, like I need some hot sauce. The problem comes when you are saying something like I'm going to the grocery store. Grocery store is another compound noun, just like hot sauce. I'm going to the grocery store. So you heard that I stressed grocery store. Store still has some stress, but what we don't want is I'm going to the grocery store. So if I'm just saying I'm going to the store, store wins. It gets stressed. It's at the end, the last content word. But because grocery store is a compound, we stress on grocery and have secondary stress on store. So not I'm going to the grocery store, but rather I'm going to the grocery store. I need some hot sauce. I have one other example back here for you. This one is an example of, again, a noun and an adjective. So she sits in the back seat. The back seat. Seat is going to have the stress. We also do sometimes consider back seat all one word. But we're going to be stressing on seat there. So it can be written as one word or as two words, back seat, adjective and noun, versus please stop backseat driving. So backseat driving now is a compound noun. Backseat is functioning here a little bit more like an adjective, but it's part of the phrase backseat driving. So in this case, backseat driving. Our main stress is going to be on the first syllable of backseat. Please stop backseat driving. She sits in the back seat. So you can see how the meaning will change somewhat depending on where I'm stressing. And we have many, many of these compound nouns to be familiar with and aware of. Once you start to hear that pattern, you'll notice how many compound nouns there are in English and how frequently they're used. And you may start finding yourself being able to switch over to this pattern of grocery store rather than grocery store in phrases and sentences. I do have a few other videos talking about compound nouns and these rules that you can check out here on the channel, and you can learn more about the details of American English intonation on our intonation playlist here on the channel as well as in our American Accent 6-week course, where we walk you through the details of sentence stress, how to understand how to lengthen and use pitch to modulate your voice to sound fluent like a native speaker, and to be certain to be using the correct intonation for the meaning of what you're trying to say. So check those out on our website, speechmodification.com, and also here on the channel. Thanks so much for watching this video, for liking, sharing, leaving your comments and questions, and of course, those of you who have subscribed to the channel and joined as channel members, thank you so much for your support. I'll be back tomorrow with a Word of the Day video, and on Saturday we'll have our live question and answer class. I appreciate you, and do feel free to leave your questions and comments. I do go through those comments and give you information, links, resources here on the channel, as well as on my website, speechmodification.com. Thanks, everyone. Looking forward to seeing you in our next class. I'm Christine Dunbar from speechmodification.com. Remember, if you want to sound like a native speaker, you can do it. speechmodification.com. Bye, everyone. Hope to see you again soon.